welcome members, staff, and guests to this select special Child Needs Advocate Search Committee. My name is Joseph Scow. I'm the MLA for Cardston-Siksika and chair of this committee. I will ask members joining us and those of the committee at the table to introduce themselves for the record, beginning with those here in person, then we'll go to those joining us remotely, starting to my right.
Good morning. My name is Mark Smith, and I'm the MLA for Drayton Valley, Devon.
Good morning, Lindsay Tisher, Human Resource Services with the LAO.
Good morning, Terry Chirkwich, Law Clerk.
Good morning, Shannon Dean, Clerk.
Good morning, Jody Rempel, Committee Clerk.
Thank you very much. Now going to those joining us remotely, beginning with Ms. Goring.
Good morning, Nicole Goring, MLA for Edmonton Castle Downs.
Mr. Turton.
Good morning, Cyril Turton, MLA for Spruce Grove, Stony Plain.
Ms. Pancholi.
Good morning, Raki Pancholi, MLA Edmonton Whitemed.
Mr. Sabir.
Irfan Sabir, MLA Calvi Bowler Macquarie.
Mr. Nixon.
Good morning, Jeremy Nixon, Calgary Klein.
Ms. Lovely.
Good morning, MLA Jackie Lovely for the Camrose constituency.
And Ms. Sorensen.
Good morning, Rhonda Sorensen, Manager of Communication Services with the LAO.
Excellent. Have I missed anyone? Oh, Mr. Jones.
LA, Calgary Southeast.
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Now, before we turn to the business at hand, a few operational items. I want to remind everyone of committee room protocols, which is required that outside of individuals with an exemption, those attending a committee meeting in person must wear a mask at all times unless they're speaking. In addition, attendees remain reminded to leave an appropriate distance between themselves and other meeting participants. Please note the microphones are operated by Hansard. Committee proceedings are being live streamed on the internet and broadcast on Alberta Assembly TV. Members participating remotely should ensure that they're prepared to speak or vote when called upon, and video conference participants are asked whenever possible have their cameras on when speaking. Please set your cell phones or other device to silent for the duration of the meeting. We now move on to item number 2, which is the agenda. Can I have a member move a motion to approve today's meeting agenda as circulated? Mr. Smith has done that, so Mr. Smith moved by Mr. Smith that the February 14th, 2022 meeting agenda of the Select Special Child Advocate Search Committee be approved as circulated. I will call this for all those in person and remotely at the same time to vote, please. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. That motion is carried. Approval of minutes for the previous meeting. Are there any errors or omissions of note? Hearing none, can I get a member to move the approval of the meeting minutes as distributed?
So moved.
Mr. Smith has moved those. Moved by Mr. Smith that the minutes of the February 1st, 2022 meeting of the Select Special Child Needs Advocate Search Committee be approved as distributed. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. That motion is carried. As we continue the recruitment process of the position of the Child Needs Advocate, it would be appropriate to continue our discussions in camera in order to maintain the confidentiality of the applicants. Would a member like to move this motion, please? Mr. Smith has moved that the Select Special Child and Youth Advocate Search Committee and the appropriate staff from the Legislative Assembly move in camera. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. That motion is carried. We'll just take a moment here for staff and Hansard to vacate the room. Having moved back on the record, does anyone have any comments regarding the draft report? Hearing none, then we have a draft motion here that would be read as follows. Just a moment. The draft would be that the Select Special Child Youth Advocate Search Committee, A, approve the draft report dated February 2022. B, recommend to the Legislative Assembly that I, Terry Pelton, be recommended for appointment to the position of Child Youth Advocate for a 5-year term commencing April 1st, 2022. And 2, the Speaker be authorized to, on its behalf, enter into a remuneration agreement with the appointee.
There's an error there. Yeah. Remuneration.
Remuneration agreement with the appointee as it relates to her appointment. All those in favor of this motion, please say, oh, I would need someone to move that motion.
So moved.
Mr. Smith has moved that motion. I apologize.
With the amendment.
So Mr. Smith has moved that motion. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. That motion is carried. Now I have a communications update, so I'd now like to call on Ms. Rhonda Sorensen to address the media release and social media postings with respect to this committee's recommendation for the next child and youth advocate. Ms. Sorensen?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Currently, I'm just seeking the committee's approval to release the statement. I'm announcing Ms. Pelton's appointment as Child Youth Advocate, and of course, that will be supported by some social media posts.
Excellent, thank you. Are there any comments or questions from Ms. Sorensen on this? If not, I have a draft motion that I will read, and I will need a member to move. That motion reads that the Select Special Child Youth Advocate Search Committee approve the draft media release and social media postings as distributed. Have a member move that motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Smith has moved that. I'll now call the question. Rather, should there be any questions or comments on that motion? Hearing none, I will call the question. All those in favor of the motion moved by Mr. Smith, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. That motion is carried. Other business, approval of the final meeting minutes. As members are aware, this will be our last meeting of the search committee. Once we have reported our recommendations to the Assembly, we will have completed our mandate. To ensure we leave a complete record of our work, and we should consider a process for approving the minutes from our final meeting. One method is that's been used by other committees in the past, has been to authorize the chair to approve the minutes after the draft version has been distributed to other committee members for comment. Does anyone have any thoughts on this? Hearing none, I have a draft motion that the Select Special Child and Youth Advocate Search Committee authorize the chair to approve the minutes of the February 14, 2022 meeting after a copy has been distributed to the committee members for comment. Are there any comments or questions on this draft motion? Hearing none, can I get a member move that motion?
So moved.
Mr. Smith
So
has
moved.
moved that motion. Mr. Smith has moved that motion. I will call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no. That motion is carried. Do members have any other items to discuss at this time under other business? Hearing none. As previously noted, this will be our last meeting of the committee. So I want to take a moment to thank all the committee members, my colleagues, for your commitment to this recruitment process and for all your work over the past 6 months. As a chair, I have greatly appreciated working with you all. I would also like to thank all the interested candidates who put their names forward for consideration. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge all the staff that supported the committee throughout this process. In particular, I want to thank Dot Ellerby and Jeff Steinbach from Executive Search for their professionalism and thorough briefings that were such great assistance during this recruitment process. Thank you all. And I also want to thank to my left, particularly Ms. Jody Rempel for all of her help through this process as well. That comes to our time of adjournment. Can I get a committee member to move to adjourn this committee?
So moved.
Mr. Smith has moved that the Select Special Child Youth Advocate Search Committee meeting on February 14th, 2022 be adjourned. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say no.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. This committee is adjourned.